Very much. We'll start with Mr. Atkins. You're recognized for your 5 minutes. Hit your microphone button as well.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Scott, Ranking Member Warren, and members of the committee, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today as President Trump's nominee to be chairman of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. I've greatly enjoyed meeting with many of you and your staff over the past few weeks, hearing your priorities for the SEC and the United States financial markets. I look forward to working with the members of this committee to pursue the SEC's three-part mission: protecting investors, maintaining fair, orderly, and efficient markets, and facilitating capital formation. And I need to thank Senator Haggerty for those warm and generous words of introduction, and he summarized some of the things that I've done at the SEC and elsewhere. So thank you very much. I'm grateful to my family members here today: Sarah, my dear wife of 35 years, and my sons Stuart and Henry. And I cannot leave out my third son, Peter, who's watching this hearing from the West Coast. Senate confirmation and public service are not without challenges, and I greatly appreciate their encouragement, love, and support. To President Trump, thank you very much for the trust and confidence that you're placing in me to lead this agency. With my fellow commissioners and members of this committee and SEC staff, I look forward to working to ensure that the United States is well positioned to seize on the new excitement for investment and economic opportunity that President Trump's leadership and pro-growth policies have inspired. I'm fortunate to have served previously at the SEC, first on the staff of Chairman Richard Breeden as an attorney fellow and ultimately as chief of staff. I then served as counselor to Chairman Arthur Levitt after his appointment by President Clinton. From 2002 to 2008, I was honored to serve as an SEC commissioner. In that time, I advocated for greater transparency at the agency and emphasized robust cost-benefit analysis when considering new regulations. I thoroughly enjoyed working with my fellow commissioners and staff and to tackle those difficult challenges. After my term at the SEC concluded just before the subprime mortgage crisis of 2008, the Senate called me back to serve on the Congressional Oversight Panel for TARP, where I had the pleasure to work with then Chair and now Senator and Ranking Member Warren during a very crucial time. In the private sector, I'm CEO of Potomac Global Partners, a 70-person strategy, risk management, and compliance consultancy with people in New York, Chicago, Tokyo, and Washington. My time in public service and in the private sector has allowed me to see firsthand how regulations, including those of the SEC, affect markets and investors. They can stoke innovation, facilitate investment goals, and create opportunities or burdens on businesses' ability to compete and serve their customers. Implementation of regulations, therefore, is crucial. It's one thing to write a regulation, quite another for it to achieve its intended goal. Regulation ideally should be smart, effective, and appropriately tailored within the confines of the regulator's statutory authority. In short, clear rules of the road benefit all market participants. Unfortunately, lawyers do not speak the same language as business people or compliance professionals or IT staff. It takes knowledge and experience to translate and anticipate the issues that inevitably arise among these various professionals tasked with implementing regulations appropriately and effectively. The breadth and depth of my combined experiences over the past decades will inform my approach if I am fortunate enough to be confirmed by the Senate. It takes industry experience and focused application to ensure that customers and investors of financial services firms benefit from efficient, effective, and well-designed regulation. Our goal at the SEC should be to facilitate those efforts, analyze their effectiveness, and then use our enforcement power if necessary to cure and rectify wayward actions. Since 2017, I've led industry efforts to develop best practices for the digital asset industry. I've seen how ambiguous and non-existent regulation of digital assets create uncertainty in the market and inhibit innovation. A top priority of my chairmanship will be to work with my fellow commissioners in Congress to provide a firm regulatory foundation for digital assets through a rational, coherent, and principled approach. So this is a pivotal moment for our economy. Entrepreneurs, businesses, and individuals here at home and across the globe are eager to invest in America now that President Trump is at the helm. Yet the current regulatory environment for our financial system inhibits investment and often punishes success. Unclear, overly politicized, Complicated and burdensome regulations are stifling capital formation, while American investors are flooded with disclosures that do the opposite of helping them understand the true risks of an investment. It is time to reset priorities and return common sense to the SEC. I'm eager to get to work for American markets and investors. Should I be confirmed, my goal will be to ensure that the United States is the best and most secure place in the world to do business, and for Americans to invest their hard-earned dollars to save and provide for their future. So